They made all that belongs. The mountains, the trees, the birds in the tree. But they did not make you. That is why you must go.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of The Jungle Book, which is Disney's live-action remake of their animated favorite from the 60s?
Jungle Book.
Yes, featuring a young boy named Mowgli who grows up in the jungle, raised by wolves, and all his adventures. So what did you think?
I thought it was wonderful. You know, it was fabulously beautiful as far as the way the movie makers created the world that Mowgli lives in and the jungle that he, being more or less a native of the jungle, has learned to navigate quite easily, both in the upper levels in the trees and both down on the ground. I enjoyed the story. The story was well written, whoever the screenplay guys were. The animals had all these interesting personalities. Of course, Mowgli, being the man cub, he was different and becoming more and more different as he grew. He wasn't a baby anymore. He wasn't just a little member of the wolf pack. He was becoming what he was, a man. I thought they did a wonderful job with the animation, combining the live action and the animation seamlessly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you just sat back and let it flow over you, and you were in that world. You were part of it. I thought it was wonderful. I enjoyed it thoroughly. What did you think?
I thought it was quite good. When this is one of those examples of a film that you don't really think needs to be made.
Oh,
The
why do a remake
well,
of this story?
yeah, I mean the original was so good, and it's just again so famous, and everybody loves it, and you know everybody's so familiar with it that
Even the songs were familiar.
yeah, I mean you'd have to think that any attempt to remake it in any way, whether it's animation or live action or whatever, is going to pale by comparison. And to a certain degree, that's true, even with this film, as good as it is. I mean, when I heard that they were going to make this movie, I just thought, why did they want to do this? There's no reason at all to make this movie.
So, do you think it was worth their effort? I mean,
I do. Again, I think that again I was quite pleased and surprised by how good it was. Again, I did not think it was going to be as good as it was, and it turned out to be pretty good.
yes, very pretty good.
It's a really a nice adventure, and you know, as good as special effects are today, I mean, you had to assume that they would be able to make the animals all very believable. But they did it quite early on for me. I mean, there's a scene early on where Mowgli's sitting with his sort of wolf mother, and it's just a very simple scene. But again, they were able to create a connection between the two that it was so real that you didn't think that it was special effects. You almost set that aside, and you thought that it's a real wolf and it's his real mother, his real wolf mother, and you really felt a connection between them.
Don't you think we can credit the human actor?
Well,
For
yes,
some
to a certain degree,
Yes.
the voice actors are able to bring some character to them. But I really think to a large degree, it's the skill of the animators, the special effects people, again, to be able to create that.
But the little boy who played Mowgli,
again, he did a good job.
He
Again,
had to do
it's a thankless task in many ways to recreate this character that's again so familiar and so famous and so beloved by people and children and everybody everywhere.
he did a good job. It was very good.
But again, I think it was very well done. That again, they were able to really create characters in these animals that you believed and that you felt for and that you understood. Their motivations and everything like that. Again, I thought they really did a good job of all of that. The one complaint I would have is perhaps I don't know if it's something that you would complain about, but I didn't think that the songs were necessary. Again, there are more songs.
They were pleasant, but not necessary.
Well, there are more songs in the animated movie.
Right.
A lot of Disney animated movies, they are musicals in a way because they have a lot of songs, and they had I think 2 or 3 songs in this one, but they weren't really necessary. I mean, the movie was much better, I think, as an adventure than it was as a musical, and they could have left those out completely, as far as I'm concerned, and maybe put them in the closing credits or something like that, but I didn't think that those were necessary. They seemed to, unlike in the animated movie, it seemed out of place a little bit. But again, it wasn't so bad that again the rest of the movie is bad or anything like that. But again, I didn't particularly like that part. But again, I thought it was quite well done. Again, the animators did a good job. The voice actors did a good job. It was, again, quite good.
The main character animals were all just really well done. But I also enjoyed all the little critters.
Yes.
That's
something that they had
fun.
less of in the animated movie. The animated movie was much more the larger
they were fun.
animals.
All these little critters,
Mm-hmm.
These strange little critters that you sort of recognize that species and that one and then that one and that one. But they were so cute and so they all spoke up, and said their little say. And I thought, well, that is really cool. I enjoyed them.
So again, overall, I would definitely recommend it. I think again, this is a movie that all ages would enjoy. What do you think, Grandma?
Everyone would enjoy, even the youngest child that would be going to the movie, their parents, the grandparents.
Yes.
Everybody would enjoy this film.
And there's
2
not
thumbs up.
yeah.
2 thumbs up.
And on what you're saying again, there's not anything that's too scary or
No.
too. I mean, there's adventure, and you get
that
into
Shere
it.
Khan is the bad guy.
Yes, and you get into the adventure, but it's not too scary even for young children, I would say.
That tiger, is the one among. He is not among the family. He is definitely and doesn't want to be, and he makes that very clear.
He just wants
to
rule over everything.
That's right. He wants to get that man cub and eliminate him.
So you think it's good?
Oh, it was wonderful. 2 thumbs up.
Okay, well that's good.
You a thumb up too?
Well, yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Okay.